In the age of dawn-lit kingdoms and emerald valleys, where justice and compassion walked hand in hand, yet rarely agreed, there reigned a noble and radiant young princess named Rea, the cherished daughter of King Alden and Queen Mirabelle of the realm of Virellia. From the day of her birth, the people had adored her, for her smile had a warmth that seemed to melt away despair, and her words could soothe even the harshest of hearts. She grew up kind, tender, endlessly forgiving, and her gentle nature was the pride of the royal household. Yet beneath the golden light of her virtues, her father sometimes saw shadows of peril. "She is too noble," he would murmur to his trusted counselor, the stern and cunning Lord Bickrest. "Too soft for the world that awaits her crown." And the counselor, a man of keen intellect and darker intuitions, would bow and agree. "Perhaps, Your Majesty, it is time she learns that wisdom is not always cloaked in kindness." So when the day came that Princess Rea prepared for an excursion with her friends, the king nodded gravely to Bickrest, who promised that his wife, a mysterious woman whispered to possess powers beyond mortal ken, might offer the young princess the lesson she needed most. And so, destiny was set in motion. The morning dawned bright and fragrant, the sky brushed with gold and blue, as Princess Rea rode her horse to the riverbank where the young squires were waiting. Among them was a small boy named Mike, shy but curious, who gazed in awe at the gleaming saddle and the gentle poise of the royal maiden. "Hey boy, what's your name?" she asked with a laugh. "Mike, Your Highness." "Then Mike," she said, taking off the golden whistle around her neck, "you may borrow this for your games. But remember, be careful when you play near roads." His eyes widened. "Thank you, Princess Rea." She smiled, unaware that her kindness that morning would ripple through events beyond imagination. As the horses raced down the sparkling river's edge, a sudden gust carried strange whispers. The air shimmered, and before Rea could understand what was happening, she found herself surrounded by mist and music. The forest folded away, the river faded, and she stood within a moonlit glade where the air pulsed with enchantment. From the shadows emerged a woman robed in silver vines, her eyes deep as night itself. "Welcome, Princess Rea," said the sorceress, her voice both kind and commanding. "I am Mrs. Bickrest. Forgive my intrusion, but I have brought you here to gift you something precious, the power to see truth." Rea's eyes widened.
"Power?"
"Yes, my dear," said the sorceress, "for since the dawn of humankind, the greatest mystery has been how to tell right from wrong. Men pray for it, kings fight for it, but only the wise can truly see it. You have a pure heart, but not all purity is wisdom. Therefore, from this moment on, whenever good is done before you, you shall see an angel. And whenever evil occurs, a devil shall reveal itself. Only by living with this vision shall you learn what lies beneath the veil of appearances." The princess bowed deeply. "I accept this gift, my lady, though I hardly know what to do with such a power." "You will," the sorceress smiled. "Go now, for your kingdom awaits." A moment later the forest rippled again, and Rea found herself back upon her horse by the river's edge, her heart pounding. The sun was sinking low, and she could almost hear faint laughter fading behind the trees. The next morning, the court assembled for justice, as it often did, peasants and nobles alike awaiting the king's verdicts. Rea, filled with curiosity about her new gift, took her place beside her father's throne. The first case was brought forth, a merchant accused of cheating his customers through false scales and counterfeit silver. The evidence was clear, and the king's voice thundered. 10 years in prison, and all your wealth confiscated." But as the man fell to his knees, weeping and begging for mercy, something strange happened. Behind him, Rea saw not an angel, but a faint shadow of horns, curling and smirking. A devil gleeful. "Father, wait!" she cried. "This punishment is devilish. It pleases evil, not good. Please spare him. Give him a chance to change. Punishment cannot end crime. Only kindness can." The king frowned, torn between justice and his daughter's compassion. Finally, he sighed. "Very well. You are spared, but if you err again, you will lose your life." The merchant bowed in trembling gratitude, praising both king and princess. The devil faded, replaced by a faint glow of angelic light. Rea felt relief, but also confusion. Days later, as she rode through the market disguised in plain clothes, she met a poor farmer who bowed before her. "Your Highness, I am Hris from the next village. My crops have failed and my roof is broken. I ask only for a few coins to mend it. I will repay you, I swear." Her heart melted. "Of course," she said, taking out her pouch. "Take this and repair your home." As he kissed her hands in gratitude, she saw behind him a faint flicker of wings, an angel's presence. "Good," she thought. "This is right." But the next week she visited the village again, curious to see how he fared. "Hris," she asked a laborer, "where does he live?" The man spat. "That good-for-nothing liar? He spends his days drinking and spinning tales about how the princess herself funds his laziness." Rea's eyes widened. "Take me to him." They found the farmer lounging beneath a tree, laughing with friends. "I fixed my roof, didn't I?" he said smugly. "And when the princess comes again, I'll just tell her another sob story." Rea stepped forward, her cloak falling back to reveal the royal crest. His face went pale. "Princess Rea," she spoke calmly. "You promised to return the money. You broke that promise. Kindness is not to be mistaken for weakness. You will work in the fields until your debt is repaid, and the royal officer will ensure it." Then behind her, she saw the faint shimmer of angel wings, not behind Hris, but herself. That night, as Rea reflected, she heard her father's words echoing through the corridors of her heart. "Compassion is noble, but justice is its guardian." The next morning, she rode once again through the courtyard and found young Mike playing near the stables. "Careful, Mike," she called as his horse bolted across the road. She grabbed the reins just in time, saving both boy and beast from injury. "You must be careful where you play," she said, taking back the golden whistle. "Keep this lesson instead of the toy, for every action has its consequence." The boy looked ashamed. "I'm sorry, Princess. It's all right. Herald, return it to him after a few days," she told her squire. "Let him remember this moment before he earns it back." Soon after, word came of a familiar face in the market. The same merchant Rea had begged her father to pardon. She went, cloaked and silent, to see him. There he was again, whispering deceit into another's ear, plotting how to sell fake jewels to travelers. "Now that I have enough money," he said to his accomplice, "I shall leave this kingdom for good. My tongue is sharper than any sword. People will always believe me." But then his accomplice asked, "And your son?" The merchant laughed. "He will learn the same art. Why work when words can win gold?" Rea's heart froze. She stepped from the shadows. "And you would teach crime to your child?" He turned, terrified. "Your Highness." "Please, mercy again." "No," she said, voice steady but sad. "Mercy was your chance. Justice will now teach what mercy could not." "Harold, arrest him! And the boy, he shall be sent to a good school at the crown's expense. Let him learn a better art, honesty." The guards bowed and led the man away. For a moment, Rea saw both shapes appear before her, an angel behind the boy, a devil behind the father. She understood then the meaning of her gift. That evening, King Alden found her standing by the great window of the hall, staring out at the crimson dusk. "Father," she said quietly, "I meant to do good, but in trying to be kind, I've sometimes done harm." He placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "My dear child, compassion is the crown of the heart, but wisdom is the crown of the mind. A ruler must balance both. To be just is not to be cruel. To be kind is not to be blind. Look at the consequence of your choices, not only the intention." Rea nodded, tears glimmering in her eyes. "I understand now. Kindness and justice must walk together, else both will fall." Her father smiled proudly. "Then I am certain that one day you will be a wise and just queen." In the days that followed, Princess Rea ruled the court whenever her father traveled across provinces. She listened to petitions, settled disputes, and each time she hesitated between mercy and fairness. She closed her eyes and remembered the lesson. Not everything that seems harsh is evil, and not everything that seems gentle is right. She no longer needed angels or devils to show her truth. She had learned to see them within herself. The kingdom flourished under her judgments, for her people found in her a ruler who forgave when it healed, punished when it taught, and loved without blindness. And somewhere far away, in a forest where moonlight never faded, the sorceress, Mrs. Bickrist, watched through her crystal mirror and whispered with a smile, "She has learned." So when bards and travelers spoke of Princess Rea in the years that came, they did not merely praise her beauty or her grace. They sang of her heart that was kind, yet firm, her hand that could both soothe and strike, and her wisdom that united good and evil into harmony. For she had discovered the eternal truth that the world itself is a balance, that the angel cannot shine without the shadow of the devil, and the devil cannot tempt without the light of the angel. And in that balance, humanity learns its greatest lesson, that the right path is not the softest nor the hardest, but the one that serves the good of all. Thus, the story of Princess Rea lives on in the wind-carved halls of memory, teaching that the strength of a ruler, or any human, is not in their mercy or severity alone, but in knowing when to use each. And as the night descends upon Virellia, her legend still whispers to every soul who struggles to do right. That compassion sometimes means saying no, that love sometimes demands firmness, and that justice, though stern, is born from the gentlest heart of all.